TV. And now it's time for this afternoon session of Children's GBC with George Buxton, as he gets to present some programs today, including a new premiere. And I wonder what that could be. Well, I'll give you a clue. It's something that you'd find from the 70s, and you get another program called Heartbeat. Well, you can guess when you find out. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Children's GBC on a Monday afternoon. Okay, so we got 5 programs to get through this afternoon, and we're going to kick things off with the first program to be on Children's GBC as a premiere. Here is Will Quack Quack.
One morning, Will Quack Quack woke up with a feeling that today was going to be a very special day. He thought for a moment, and then jumped up. Way! Hooray! For him, even a new bike from his dad and man. Bike! Great snail squawk! And then it was time for the tea party, with a spider cake covered with snail cream. When he went to bed that night, Will was quite sure it had been the best birthday he'd ever had, after all.
Oh, quack.
Will Quack Quack. What a very strange cartoon it was. Yeah, because it's about Will's Quack Quacks who was celebrating his birthday. Wow, that is very exciting. Oh, and of course we have 2 programs of Super Ted. Now I know it's a bit unusual to have 2 Super Ted programs. Now, because the reason for that, because coming up next on Children's GBC, here we go. For the first time ever on Children's GBC, here is a 1975 pilot of Super Ted. And I wonder if it's anything different compared to the cartoon. Well, let's go and see him then, shall we? And as I used to say, whoosh! Yeah, but let me just warn you, there's no such thing as a whoosh in this pilot.
In a faraway land that's over the rainbow and second left past the gasworks is the home of Super Ted and Eric. On the face of it, Super Ted doesn't look very super, even if his faithful companion Eric does look pretty well Ericaceous. And for Super Ted!
Super Ted, 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 Super Ted.
And that was the pilot of Super Ted. Wow, did you see the difference there? Well, there was no Spotty Man in that pilot, only Eric the Cat is. Yeah, pity that Eric the Cat is not appearing in another cartoon, though. So, anyway, let's move on from that particular pilot and moving on to a normal Super Ted program. And, of course, we still have The Further Adventures of Super Ted, as I think they're on a spot of sheepless nights. Sheepless nights, get it? Anyway, for real this time, it's off to the whoosh to go. Whoosh.
He's made of magic and dreams that do come true. And when things go wrong, he'll be there for me and you.
After them, Spotty! Hold it, Texas Pete!
He'll be there for you and me. Super Ted, Super Ted, Super Ted.
As the full moon bathes the treetops in tranquility,
And that was the further adventures of Super Ted. Well, mind you, that was quite interesting to see 2 Super Ted programs for this afternoon. Right, so the next program now, and here's another hero. Now, we're going to start this series again, but this time we're going to have the complete series of Bucky O'Hare this time. So I thought we must well just try again this time, because last time when we had the premiere of Bucky O'Hare, well, here's the repeat episode of episode 1 in better quality this time. So let's whoosh again. Don't ask why we keep doing the whoosh thing. Anyways, here's Bucky O'Hare.
In another dimension, another time and space, a parallel universe is falling on its face. When out of the chaos, who else could it be but the animal adventurers from SPACE? Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare! Mutants and aliens and toads beware! You're looking for adventure? Well, this is it! With Jenny, Deadeye, Blinky, and Willie DeWitt, I said Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare!
Now an update on Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Wars.
In the battle of the universe, you don't know what's next. You only know amphibians are made it complex. When you check out your scanner and the evil that it woke, there's only one course of action. Let's cook us some toads! Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare! He goes when no ordinary rabbit would dare. If your righteous indignation has suffered a hit, and your photon accelerator is broken a bit, and you're losing your mind, and you're having a fit, get the funky fresh rabbit who can take care of it. Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare! You say Bucky! I said Bucky! Bucky O'Hare! Let's croak us some toads!
2, 1.
Another dimension, another time and space, a parallel universe is falling on its face. When out of the chaos, who else could it be but the animal adventurers from SPACE? Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare! Mutants and aliens and toads beware! You're looking for adventure? Well, this is it! With Jenny, Deadeye, Blinky, and Willie DeWitt, I said Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare!
Now an update on Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Wars.
In the battle of the universe, you don't know what's next. You only know amphibians are made it complex. When you check out your scanner and the evil that it woke, there's only one course of action. Let's cook us some toads! Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare! He goes where no ordinary rabbit would dare. If your righteous indignation has suffered a hit, and your photon accelerator is broken a bit, and you're losing your mind, and you're having a fit, get the funky fresh rabbit who can take care of it. Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare! You say Bucky! I said Bucky! Bucky O'Hare! Let's croak us some toads!
And that was Bucky O'Hare. And I'm sure that the first part, however, was being done. It was called War of the Warts. And I think that we'll have a second part probably on another day, no doubt. Probably Thursday, no doubt. So back to today on Children's GBC. Well, it's time for Rotten Ralph. And I wonder what sort of adventure is that Ralph is going to be up to. I mean, he's probably looked like Rude Ralph, no doubt.
He's a real king of rotten, it's just got to be bad. Life without this crazy cat would be so sad. Always makes a mess and gets mom and dad mad. He's a really, really rotten Ralph. Rotten Ralph, the pranks and jokes never end. Rotten Ralph, you're in trouble again. Worst little kitty anyone ever had. He's a really, really rotten Ralph.
Sing it again.
He's a really, really rotten Ralph.
Was Rotten Ralph. Well, mind you, that's because Ralph has lost one of his 9 lives. I suppose that cats do sometimes have 9 lives. But anyways, now, moving on to the next programme now, and here we go with the last episode of Series 2 of Chucklevision. And I believe today they're going to be talking about circus, not to be confused with the other episodes of that's something to do with clowns, jugglers, or anything like that. It's just basically circus. And so that you know that that Series 3, however, will be moved on to the Out and About ones, as Strawberry's already mentioned. So this is where the second series bows out. So as for the last time for me to say, here's Chucklevision, and it's talking about circus. And as they say, to me, to you, to me, to you, to me, to you, do, 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 do. Here's Chucklevision.
I guess we're here.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm getting ready for today's show.
Hey?
Well, you said we're doing a show about circles.
Not circles, circus.
Oh, there aren't any lions in it, are there?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, that's okay, because my Auntie Doris...
Doris?
Doris from the forest.
Oh, yeah.
She was once eaten by a lioness.
One of the ones?
Yeah. They told us later she should never have been in a circus. She was a man-eater in the wild.
And Doris?
No, the lioness. Oh. I saw a man eating chicken once, though.
Man eating chicken?
Yeah, he was coming out of a chip shop.
Oh. Well, you'll be pleased to know that I've got rid of the performing fleas as well.
Why's that?
They didn't come up to scratch.
Oh.
Chucklevision, Chucklevision, Chucklevision. Chucklevision, Chucklevision.
Hello.
And that was the last episode of Chucklevision throughout this series now. And I'm sure that we'll have more fun with the Chuckly Bumpers only happening this coming Friday, in fact. So don't miss it. See you in a bit. Was Chucklevision, and sadly that was the last episode of Series 2 now, so I don't think that we'll have any more Chucklevision episodes from Series 1 and 2 again, because I know Drawbridge were more likely to be focusing on some other Chucklevision episodes, you know, for the likes of Series 3 all the way until Series 20, I think, somewhere like that. So anyway, so that's pretty much about it for this afternoon on Children's GBC. And of course, don't forget that I will be back again on tomorrow afternoon, where I will be broadcasting some more programs for our younger viewers like you. All right, well, it's time for me to say goodbye now, and I shall see you again very soon. Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. You're watching GTV, and now it's time to head on down to Summer Bay now as we go into the further things of Home and Away.